Hey everybody, David Silverman, part of David and Wendy Silverman from Maryland. Glad to be here. God, Ritz-Carlton, St. Thomas, this is unbelievable. I was asked to speak about something I'm passionate about, and I'm passionate about having people know how real this is. I think we all are. How real the product is, the science, and the opportunity. And so how do we do this? I mean, we train our teams to educate people about this, that it's real. And generally, it comes down to two basic steps, step one and step two. You got to get to step two. If you don't get to step two, you lose. Because step one is make the introduction, and step two is the follow-up. I think we all agree with that. It's really important. Introduction, invite to learn, follow-up. If you can't get to the follow-up step, then all's lost. So step one was a waste. So I like to train my people to get really, really good at both steps. Now, Denny wanted me to speak about step two, doing three-way phone calls, which I think takes longer than 5 minutes, and I've got 4 left. So I'm going to talk about step one, and something we all deal with. We all deal with this problem I'm going to speak about. But I think, when we talk to people, what's going to get them interested in learning is they either have an existing health issue, they love somebody with an existing health issue, they don't like the way they look in the mirror, they want to perform better athletically, they like the idea of prevention, or they're looking for an opportunity, or a combination of all of those things. Okay, that's why people generally will take the time to look at something. So step one, we want to get them interested, number one. We want to see if they're going to commit interested enough to watch a video, because we're going to send a tool. I like to find out why they're interested, which is a real important part of doing step one well. I don't just say, oh, you're interested, here's the video. I want to find out why, because that's what I can remind them about later if I can't get a hold of them for follow-up. They're afraid their mother's going to fall down because she has a health issue, right? So if we know that's the reason, then we can kind of, if we don't get them on the first follow-up, we can remind them of why they were initially interested. But what's one of the biggest things that makes people not interested in picking up the phone when you follow up? One Michael Stern said was they talked to somebody that said network marketing is kind of a bad thing, right? That's number one. What's another thing? What do you think the number one reason is? And I think we're all going to nod our heads. You get somebody, they're interested, you find out why, you set a time for a follow-up, you send them a video, you call at the appointed time, they're not there. They Googled ASEA. That's exactly what I want to talk about. Because they look at the video, and a lot of people say, oh, good, watch the video, great, I'll call you. They don't do anything else. We know that if they're at the computer, the very next thing they do after they watch that video is they're going to go to Google, or they're going to put in ASEA, right? And no matter how much we try to fight this search engine optimization thing and try to move us up, there are going to be some bad things on that first page. And one of them, this is what I'm going to talk about. I like hitting this nipping in the bud at the time of step one, telling them, not being defensive about these sites, but kind of giving them a little bit of grain of salt thought about this. Because they say, go watch the video, yes, okay, when will you watch it? I'll follow up at 3 o'clock tomorrow, great. And again, your reason why is because you're in credit card debt. You're afraid your mother's going to fall down, great. Listen, I just want to tell you one thing. I looked at this initially for one reason. Initially. Then I looked at the business. But for me, my father had a grave health issue. So I was very motivated to get to the bottom of this. My friend, Debbie Wetzler, brought this to me. I trust Debbie. I hope you trust me. She showed me what happened with the things on her arms, the skin issues that went away, and she told me about her mother. I trusted her. I went to the internet. I researched it. I looked at the video. Then I saw these negative sites that said it was expensive water. And I thought, well, this can't be true, because why would these people say this? I see that there are patents, I see that there are studies, I saw my friend's elbows, and I was motivated to look at it from my father, right? So when I saw these sites saying it was expensive water, I said, well, some of these were doctors. Let's say I was talking to Kurt. I say, Kurt, some of these were doctors. Why would they say this? So I did a little research. And so if you do that, that's fine. But tomorrow at 3 o'clock when we talk, have a list of questions. Because if you look at some of these sites, you'll see they have their own agenda. A lot of these people are tied to the pharmaceutical industry. And if you really Google search, go deeper, you'll see this. And I also said, well, what do they say about other things that are alternative? Go see what they say about acupuncture. Go see what they say about chiropractic. And I'll say, they bash everything that's not a pill. So if you do, after you watch the video, because I know you're looking at it for your mom, if you see these negative things, if you do, just write them down so tomorrow at 3 o'clock we can get your questions answered. That's how I try to assure they're going to pick up the phone. Thank you very much.